Sorry, Denise, go ahead.
So how is the weather in Istanbul today?
Buyurun.
Well,
It was
rainy.
rainy in the morning.
Raining?
Slightly cold, rainy. I mean, this kind of weather should be in January or February. Now everything is upside down.
Toronto is going to be 18 centigrade today.
Wow.
18.
Wow.
And
It's
sunny day.
unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Warmer than Istanbul. Is this
is.
normal in this season? I mean,
Not
It's
normal.
not normal.
No, it's not
Yeah.
normal.
Not at all. No.
So President David, who is in Florida to escape the Toronto winter, maybe you better come home.
I'm coming home on the 28th. On the 28th, I'm heading home.
Oh, we're looking forward to it, David.
And then it'll be cold.
Oh my.
We promise. Yeah.
I'm in Florida as well, but I'm not returning until the end of the first week of April.
Is there anybody else in another part of the world?
well,
Okay.
at the moment, our club secretary Sina, he's not in Istanbul.
Yes,
I get he's very close to President David.
I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Oh my goodness.
That's why.
Where are you,
sorry?
Tina?
I'm at Las Vegas. I'm staying at Treasure Island Hotel. Do
Oh
you know?
my gosh, Las Vegas.
If-
What time of day is it there?
9 in the morning. Good morning.
Okay.
I love Rotary.
Okay. Well, President
So-
David, we have 30 people, so why don't we get started?
Yep,
Okay.
go ahead, Jackie. Why don't you lead us out?
All right. Okay. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the Rotary world. I'm Jackie, and past president of the Rotary Club of Toronto Eglinton, and along with Gunitsi and Norma, we had the privilege of working with Fatih to establish this this partnership. And I just want to say that there's one person who was really the catalyst for this partnership, and that person is Gunitsi when she crossed the Atlantic to join us. And I just wanted her to issue a special hello and welcome.
Değerli dostlar, merhaba. Bugün sizlerle birlikte olmaktan büyük mutluluk duyuyoruz. Hoş geldiniz. Dear fellow friends, today it is our great pleasure to meet you all and welcome. Jackie?
Thank you. David, do we have Naveen with us? Here she is.
Yes, Nevin, hi.
Yes, hi, how are you?
We have a few special guests, special friends, Naveen Yassa, who is the chair of the International Country Committee of Rotary. And she's also president of the Scarborough Rotary Club, which is one of the clubs close by. And I think we have a few people from the High Park Rotary Club who are also, there's Scott Bartle. Yes, well, welcome to the High Park Rotarians who've also partnered with us. Well, why are we holding this joint meeting? We had hoped that it would deepen our Rotary partnership. We want to learn from you. We want to be inspired. We want to work together for peace in the world. And so I'd like to ask our club presidents to officially open the meeting. David?
Thank you, Jackie. I would like to welcome everyone to our March 13th Rotary Toronto Eglinton meeting. I want to offer a special welcome to President Ganzi and the Beyoglu Club and her club members who could join us today. I know that Jackie's already mentioned this, but this is an example of the power of Rotary and the reach that we have as an international organization. I also want to thank Jackie and especially Gunitsi, who started and keep this twinning relationship alive. I know we've made some attempts to meet you all in person, but with the obstacles like COVID, this has not been easy. But meetings like this today keep this relationship alive. I hope someday in the near future, we'll be able to fulfill that obligation and make the journey to one of your club meetings and enjoy the culture of Istanbul. Once again, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Now, President Gumzi, would you officially open your meeting?
Yes, thank you. Welcome. I'm opening 2043rd meeting of Beyoglu Rotary Club. and saying, let's create hope in the world. And it's an honor to be in your presence tonight. Thank you for this opportunity. And now I will now pass the word to the club secretary, Sina Onat. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Sina?
Hi. Hello. Hi. I would like to share my sincere welcoming as well to all the participants. It's a pleasure to be with you. Let me give you some important date for this month on the behalf of Beyoğlu Rotary Club. We are already celebrated some of our members, but the upcoming birthday owner is our previous president, Betül Onat, on 25th of March. So I would like to congratulate her birthday in advance right now. And also I can leave the floor to my other speakers.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we could sing happy birthday, but I think we better not. Okay, all right. I'd like to ask Fatih Benaldi just to tell us, to remind us, and also for our new members. Fatih, how did this partnership get started?
Well, yeah, that's probably the miracle part of today's gathering. So how it started, it was, I guess, 6 or 7 years ago when I was for business reasons in Toronto. So we met with you guys, you, Bill, and Gunizi, and all started in a small coffee shop, and we had a coffee together. And now I also would like to share with you what kind of an impact this twinning initiative made in our lives or in our community. So if I'm allowed to share my screen, President David, I guess you are the
Yes.
Yeah.
host of the invitation. So share screen, yeah. Yeah, let me do it in a slide. Yeah, I guess now you can see my screen. So I guess that love is for the pictures, Jackie.
That's right. Sina.
Yeah.
And they were all full at one point, and we did a good job.
The glasses were full, and the bottle was also full. I guess now it's empty. So it all, I mean, Rotary is really a miracle. So when I say this word, not for, let's say, just having a fancy sentence. So we all belong to a same community. It's Rotary International. But we all have a different and very different ecosystem, environment, population, issues, problems, etc. And we all actually demonstrate Rotary in a different way. And this twinning made us see and widen our vision and perspective to understand Rotary in a different way. So we started to share our projects, how we, let's say, touch the community, what kind of impact we have, who we help, small or big, costly or from a budget perspective, or just, let's say, spending some time. So it was really good to see these kind of examples from each other. It's definitely inspirational for us. And we also learned a lot about our culture. But honestly, I believe Toronto Eglinton knows much more better the Turkish cultures than we know Canadian culture. So because we don't have a Canadian member, so who will teach us something from Canada? But I hope we will learn more when we come together in person as well in the future. So and you also attended the peace conference, which was also a step forward, let's say, carrying our relationship as twinning clubs. And another privileged and extraordinary day, and very, how shall I say, proudful day for Beyoğlu Rotary Club, because you honored the accomplishment of Yakut Irmak Özden, who is the first woman Rotarian in Turkey, a member of Beyoğlu Rotary Club, and she is also the daughter of the past prime minister of Turkey, and you contributed with a donation to a society, to an association for supporting contemporary life, and also attended respective our club or district meetings where we tried to learn something more about our culture and how we live Rotary in reality. And again, this fundraising efforts supported by us in November 2021, which was provided or promised by our past district governor, Hasan Akbayrak, and her wife, Kazumi, of course. Maybe I can just share a small news here. Past district governor's wife is going to join Beyoglu Rotary Club. So she's going to be our very new member. So we are happy to say once again, welcome to Kazumi. And again, we also attended the, you invited as a speaker, Jennifer Jones. In that time, she was not started her official RI presidential, but you invited her and we also joined this meeting, which again was a remarkable milestone in our twinning period. And now I would like to touch some points where we created an impact in the society with this twinning initiative, because without you, we wouldn't be informed about the WASH project in Kenya, and you made us make a contribution to that project. It is a place exactly how it is described in Rotary. Someone we will never know, we will never come together, and we even don't know the location. So anyone in our club couldn't point out on the map where this small town is, but we made a contribution to touch those, to improve those people's lives with this global grant project. And you again, vice versa, you also contributed to the ambulance project and the earthquake area. So you perhaps never been there in this area, even you visited Turkey, but you now have an how shall I say, a sustainable impact there. There will be an ambulance all supported by Rotary, which you also have a contribution, and this all we could made it happen because of our twinning initiative. And yeah, I have seen Nevin is also in this call. We had emailings go forth and back, and we also were able to support this recycling glass project in Cairo. So I was once in Cairo, perhaps 15 years ago. That was all, but I can tell you about these pyramids and this crowded city. But these people really needed some support, and we also contributed in that global grant, again saying that causing this twinning initiative made us be aware about this. Maybe the most impactful project that we both had was in my presidential term in 2020 and 2021. It was, how shall I say, very intense COVID. In those days, the world went into a digital world. So we all were in our houses, but we didn't stop. We tried, we continued to make an impact in the population, in our society, and we created a project which we called ABCs of the parenting, to just to, how shall I say, make sure that the new kids, that the kids will be grown up with having a peaceful approach in their mind, and that's why that was an important project. And you were our international partner. Without you, we couldn't bring it into life as just one club. So that's why you were a highly crucial component in this project. And now in this picture, you see the happy faces, but because of the masks, we can't perhaps see it in reality, but you could, I mean, listening to those mothers and those kids, how they were impressed about this trainings and what they expect from their life. It was really, how shall I say, touched the hearts of the people. Well, I guess I am a bit, let's say, I passed my time, Jackie. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to once more, in a nutshell, sharing what kind of impact we had. But it all, as I said, started with the bridge of Gunizi, and then Jackie and Norma, you guided me as the point of contact from Beyoğlu and the whole club to keep this alive.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Fadi. You know, in 2019, when we started the project, the theme for the Rotary World was Rotary Connects the World. And you really described how we've made a small effort to a large effort, in many ways, to connect our world, be it Cairo, Africa, Istanbul, North America. At this point, let's have a little, we're going to learn a little bit. What are we up to in our respective clubs? And I want to ask Sina, the secretary of the Viola Club, to just tell us what are you working on now, Sina, in Rotary Viola?
Sure. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen. And I really apologize if some voices are coming from the around, but I try to find the best spot. Believe me. Can you see my screen right now?
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
Oh, okay. So like this, let me first introduce myself. This is Sina Onat. I've been a member of Beyoğlu Rotary for like 3 years. And as of this year, I am the club secretary. And it's a privilege and honor to be with you right now. Thank you for just letting this opportunity, Fatih and Gamze residents. So we try to brief, but like I'm sure most of you have some idea about what we are doing or some kind of key highlights, what we are around our background. But like I just wanted to point out for the ones who are not aware. So we are the first club that accepted a female member in Turkey, which is I think pretty impressive. And you will see the club results, statistics that we are pretty supporting about the female membership ratio, let me say. But I will come to there. And we also established the most clubs in the region, in our region. And the numbers are pretty impressive, which are like 13 Rotary, 1 Rotaract, 1 Interact, and 1 Inner Well. Like I believe like especially like Jackie, you are aware, like we have the one big family vision. Like we have our routine gathering up with the both Rotary members, Rotaract friends, and Interact friends. So like we all cooperate, work, also spend some social time together, and also just own this one big family vision. This is something that we appreciate and we are very happy about it. Like we give a lot of trainings, and especially we try to touch to the school students that need support actually. And for example, for the earthquake, when Fatih told, like it was a pretty right moment that we started that, and we touched like over 100,000 students in 5 semesters, and we try to train them about how to be prepared in the earthquake situations. It's not only about this disaster trainings. We also gave literacy courses as well, and it's again like more than 100,000 courses are the total number, and as well as the vocational training. We also make some donations. Like I think it's pretty obvious that we try to support the students and the youth too much, and we also try our best to donate as much book or any kind of requirement that the students have. And for this one, especially for the book donation, we supported the universities that need support. Not all the universities in Turkey are as ready or qualified as the ones in Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, like the big cities. So some other are really requiring our support, and we try our best to touch them. We also have some regular activity of Fryla trainings, and we do it every year. I will have some slide to just deep dive on that. Our club training leader and also our previous president Bülent Gizar is leading that initiative. Actually, like almost every year we are just awarded, and like generally it's about like this presidential commendation and balance service awards that we receive. Like, and also when we are in this kind of like gathering up in the region, all other Rotary members or Rotary clubs, sorry, are also like just pointing out as Beyoglu Rotary as a good example of how to be a good, ideal and friendly, peaceful Rotary association. So like we are pretty amazed and happy about that awarding as well. So like these are the statistics of our current situation. Just the fact that like we onboarded 3 more newcomers. So like this 32 will be 35, and when it comes, the age trends are going to drop a bit as well. Like you will see our new participants are ex Rotaract presidents and also a younger, let me say, a female member. And with this, actually, we are trying to, we also increase the female ratio as well. Now, female numbers are going to be 18 and we will be 17. So we will end up as 35 right now. I will not go, like it looks like kind of a organization chart at the companies, but like I just want to point out that like we have a organizational schema and we try to just assign a representative from Rotaract clubs, our Rotaract club as well. What I mean by that is like when we are, for example, about this member and membership development committee, like there is someone responsible that is reflecting at the Rotaract Club, and this also empowers our collaboration and cooperation within each other. That's what I was going to just highlight about this slide and go for the ones that I believe you will be more interested. So membership and membership development committee, as I mentioned, like we onboarded 3 new members in the beginning of this year. And Defne is our retired Rotaract, actually, previous president. Iram is like our a new member who is a doctor. And Rosha is like social media expert, which we desperately needed actually for our own internal activities as well. So I think these 3 new members will bring additional value to our club for sure. So club management trainee, like at Stockholm on October 2023. Yes, we are awarded as Rotary and Rotaract Collaboration 2023 award. And like this is also an example that our collaboration with our Rotaract club is recognized by the other clubs here as well. So this is a good example, and it's a pretty honor for us to just own this award. I was not there. I'm pretty sad about it, but like our all Interact, Rotaract, and Rotary members had a amazing collaboration, preparation, and we hosted the next term assembly on 10th of March, which is like not too long actually, 3 days before, 3-4 days before. Like I'm just seeing our internal WhatsApp group messages, and like everybody is very happy, and all the participants are very actually excited about the professional approach of our club actually just executed. So it was an honor to just host this prestigious event. Okay, so like I will go more about the club management committee right now. So as I mentioned, like we are touching down, we are focused on trainings too much, and especially we try to engage with some associations. And in this one, we engage with Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality, and they have neighborhood houses. So like we had an engagement and agreement with them, and we just utilized their those locations and try to give, not try to give actually, we already gave successfully trainings to the mothers on in terms of how to communicate with their children, which is pretty important because these neighborhood houses are the ones who need really support. And this is recognized by the municipality, and also it has been recognized by us too. So we focused on that. Our club training leader, Bülent Gizer, executed those, and his background and his profession is regarding this training courses as well. So it was a very good matching. So also while we were doing that, we realized that they need a library, and we established a library for them at one of the neighborhood house called Örnektepe. And when we just, of course, established that library, we needed to just fulfill it and just kind of end-to-end delivery wise, we need to just complete it. So we donated some books that the children can use to increase their know-how and just be ready for the future. And our club member Muradiye Akbaş, again an educator, just helped us on that. And it's a pretty successful initiative, let me say, from club management committee. Okay, this is the mega project of our Rotarak Club, and has been executed on end of December 2023. They just executed a costume ball, and we supported as much as we can. And the motto of our Beyoglu Rotarak Club was to share the hope in cooperation with Cancer Free Life Association. Again, like as mentioned, like we are trying to just engage with an association that can just leverage our performance. So we engaged here with Cancer Free Life Association, and with their help, we just touched down to 34 children. And the story is very, I think, impressive. Like uh, before the event, we asked to the children in terms of what they want to be or what kind of a superhero they would like to see, kind of. We collected those info, gathered it up, and just prepared and arranged those costumes for them. And it was a gift for them. And like you should really, it was amazing. Like you should just see how they were very happy and excited because it is some kind of like once in a lifetime kind of an experience for them, and it went very well. Our club member Adnan Bilek just supported this event too much regarding the location, so he opened his hotel place and just supported this initiative. And you will see the pictures right now. As you see, like I think Spider-Man was the popular character in Turkey. This is obvious. So I continue. Club management committee continues, and like again, like we try to touch down to children as mentioned, and again we donated a nursery to a hospital's residence, let me say, on October 2023. And all these stuff are just actually just donated by our initiative, and like again, it's kind of a happy happy action from our end, what we believe. So more about children, we established a play class at the east part of Turkey, Hatay, which is the part that is mostly affected from the last year earthquake. So I think it's kind of an emotional and very important initiative. And thanks to again to Fibro Beton Company, where like our Muhammed Maraşli is in the call I saw. Again, we would like to thank for him to just support this on the behalf of Fibra Beton Company. And like this, how can I say, like this initiative was pretty supported by the region as well, and our past president Turgay Papakçı, which is our regional health committee chairman right now, just participated in person and delivered in person. So like I think this was very good timing in terms of this earthquake situation, and like the children, there's at least we tried our best to generate a hope for them as much as we can. Community Services Committee, I think actually this is one of the ongoing activities that we have been focused so much on top of the children's support, let me say. Again, we engage the Street Lamp Association. And this Street Lamp Association is based in as a part of Istanbul called Cevizli Bağ. And they distribute food actually, like this is their goal. Again, it's kind of you can think of them as a non-profit organization. But of course, they need help from the clubs like us or from the non-profit organizations like us. And we just build a sustainable project and call that food distribution to the homeless people. And we actually partner with them and including all our Rotaract and Interact clubs. We until now actually like not until now, but like overall wise, 200 and 300 homeless people actually are being utilized from this initiative. They get food from this place every week, every same time and same place. So like we just supported them about the financing. Plus, we personally went, such as like 60 volunteer club members until now, go in person to this center and actually help to cook, clean, serve. So like it's kind of a collaborative activity that we distributed to 1,500 homeless citizens so far. But like we believed until the end of this term, we will hit or exceed maybe 2,500 homeless people. And I believe this will be an ongoing and live project that our future presidents will own to, because like we saw the results and it's really like touching to the people who need this actually, like, and nobody is just supporting it, let me say. Some more pictures about it. I believe I'm coming to the end, so I will not take so long. Our club member Ilayda Altuntaş also just voluntarily participated to Montreal. Like I think this is the closer one to you. Initiative to just actually give organic vegetable and fruit to the homeless people over there. And that initiative has been just owned by Montreal Ville Marie Rotary Club, the Montreal Rotary Club, and the Montreal Rotary E Club. So like I believe like in every country, everybody's trying to just touch down either to the homeless or to the students. And like I think it was kind of a encouraging moment that we are doing the right stuff in our own club too. Again, like I mentioned her name, like our club member, Miss Muradia Akcan. She's an educator actually and owner of a speed rate reading course, I can say. So like this is not executed yet, but it's in our plan and it will just be executed very shortly. So we will provide online speed reading trainings. And this initiative is going to be just announced in the region and all the Rotary community. And also from the income, 15% is going to be transferred to the Rotary Foundation. That's why like the support from the Rotary community is pretty important. And it's great that our president, previous presidents, regional duty owners, let me say, have good relationship with the other clubs. And if we can just increase the voice, we will get a good foundation amount from this as a result of this initiative. And I believe I'm all. Thank you very much for listening. I hope it was a useful one for you, and happy to answer any questions if you have.
Very good.
Thank you, Sina. That was amazing. I've already picked out two wonderful ideas, the way you involve corporate partners, and also something that we've talked about for a long time. We need to have a Rotaract Club, folks. That was wonderful. Fadi, did you want to introduce a special guest?
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. If you could have just a minute, I also would like to hear a reflection from our past district governor, Hassan, again, after our club's this term's projects. Any additional words from the district or regarding our club? Hasan Güvenörum.
Thank you very much. Good evening once again, everyone. And I don't think there's much to say after this wonderful presentation. For several years, I have been very proud of the Beyoglu Rotary Club. Actually, let me call Beyoglu Rotary family, and they've been doing a great job. And this year, with all these amazing projects, they are simply everywhere. Having completed a wonderful, successful district training assembly on their own as the whole family, which is not easy at all because the whole district was there, this past district governors and everyone. Again, you have won the hearts of every single person in this district, in addition to all the other ones in other parts of the world. And I am so happy to be part of this meeting tonight, to see such a beautiful international friendship is going on. That is how Rotary is lived. I always keep on saying people that it is the internationality that makes Rotary, nothing else. Otherwise, we're no different than any other association or whatever it is, any other club that exists in the world. But what a beautiful thing it is to see so many friends from all over the world. Very happy to get to know you guys. And I serve as, I am into the foundation matters for several years now, serving as District Rotary Foundation Chair in my district. In addition, I'm involved with major gifts and endowment in the zone. That also includes another mission that I have for Peace Major Gifts Initiative advisors. So all is going on in this way, and but that would take long. But after a while, if you wish, what we have done during the disaster so far in a year time, I would be very happy to give you an explanation. But dear Fatih, that's about it at this moment. I don't want to take it too long, but very, very pleased to be with here together with your smiling faces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hassan. And we congratulate you for the latest initiative in establishing a peace center in Istanbul. That initiative was on the front page of our Rotary magazine. We're very excited about that. And we hope that if we could ever visit you, that would be one of the places that you could take us. Thank you. Now, we're running a little behind time, so I'm going to ask Norma Davis just to give us a quick update on what Toronto Eglinton has been up to.
Okay, hi there. Boy, is my voice okay? Can you hear me? I put my earpieces on. Is that okay? Okay. My apologies for not putting together some slideshows. Those were excellent, interesting, informative slides. And I apologize. And I asked our committee members to put together some slides for me that we can share. Anyways, I'll just give you a brief outline of what Rotary Toronto Eglinton is doing at the present time. We have approximately 50 members. And through donations and fundraising, we have approximately $80,000 a year that we donate to 3 different avenues of service. We have the international, the community, and the youth. I think probably very similar to what you have. Jim Moore is chair of the International Committee. That committee, we meet once a month to discuss and approve potential projects. Currently, we're the lead international club for a 250,000 global grant WASH project in Uganda that is nearing completion. When it's finished, it will bring safe water and sanitation and hygiene to thousands of children attending elementary school in rural Uganda. And I'm sure Ron will have more to say about that. And we're contributing to another global grant, of course, with Istanbul to purchase the ambulance. So those are 2 global grants we're involved with. The other International projects that we are currently supporting are a mission hospital in Zimbabwe that provides health care to remote areas of Zimbabwe. Ruta, the Rising Out of the Ashes and the Beans projects in Egypt that support the garbage collectors who are the main recyclers in Cairo. Through the purchase of sewing machines and semi-automatic looms, the goal is for women to become economically independent. We also are supporting a skills training program for Ukrainian refugees in Georgia, a program that teaches female Ukrainian refugees marketable skills. We're supporting a study center for poor students in India and a maternal and child health project in Uganda. So those are our main international projects at the present time. Our second avenue of support is the community service. Josefa is chair of the Community Service Committee. With the rising cost of living and the number of people struggling to find accommodation, the Community Service Committee reaches out to agencies that are providing support for food, housing, and basic needs. Food banks, meal programs, and shelters are examples of some of the agencies we are providing support for. Food banks and meal programs. In Toronto, there are over 100 daily food banks. Food banks provide clients with 2 to 3 days worth of food at no cost, based on the number of people living in their home. Food banks are in constant need of financial support. We are providing financial support for 2 local food banks, and some of our members serve hot meals at a local church, and others make sandwiches and baked goods for a shelter program at another church. Housing and accommodation. There are over 60 shelters in the city of Toronto. A shelter provides temporary accommodation and support for people experiencing poverty and homelessness. The city of Toronto provides more than 7,000 beds a night that are often at capacity. Rotary Toronto Eglinton works with several of these shelters to provide both financial and hands-on support. That's support that we, other than monetary. Then the third committee, Youth and Vocational. Lionel Leroy is chair of the Youth and Vocational. The Youth and Vocational reaches out to support youth programs in our community. One of our favorite long-term projects is called Trails. It's a 4-year outdoor education program for underprivileged children from the inner city. The program helps to empower youth to become contributing members of their community. We have been major sponsors, and we have provided funds to renovate the facilities, purchase sporting equipment, and fund student bursaries. Other projects that the Youth and Vocational Committee are supporting are community-based sports program, a basketball program for inner city youth from 6 to 14 years of age, a tennis certification program for girls, and funding for sports equipment for children with disabilities. We also have several youth leadership programs. Arila, that teaches leadership skills and abilities, you know all about that, to youth from 16 to 24. A youth-to-youth engagement program that brings together Indigenous and non-Indigenous youth with the goal of fostering reconciliation. And another project called Project Give Back, a program that teaches students, young students, elementary students, about charitable causes that influence their lives. Again, I think this is just a short summary of what we're involved with, and my apologies for not putting some slides on there, and the next time I will have some ready. So thank you for listening. I hope it made sense.
And thank you, Norma. And there certainly will be a next time, I can assure you, because we're learning so much about each other's clubs. I just wanted to say that there's 43 members currently in attendance. Wonderful. Now, our next guest, because Rotary, we always have a keynote speaker at our meetings, really needs no introduction. But anyway, Ron Denham, a Rotarian for over 60 years, well known by members of both clubs. Ron has so many friends in Turkey. Ron was the founding chair of the Rotary Water and Sanitation Action Group, a group that helps people in the developing world improve their livelihood through the provision of fresh water and sanitation. Ron's current mission is it's a very modest one. He only wants to encourage all 1.2 million Rotarians to become familiar with water issues. And for every Rotary Club, that's 33,000 of them, to become involved in a sanitation water and program. He has a marvelous gift to make complex issues seem like common sense, and he will do just that today as he tells us what's new in Rotary Wash. Ron, welcome.
Thank you very much, Jackie. I have a presentation, but I'm aware of the fact that we're running short on time. So what I will, first of all, I'm sharing the screen. Is that visible to you?
Not yet. Now it is, Ron. Fine.
Okay, let me put it on full screen. Okay, water, Rotary, and wash rag. I'm going to go through this very quickly and hit the high points. There are some pictures which we can skip very quickly, but basically I'm having some problems here progressing this slide, and I've got some technology issues here. Hold on, just let me start. Why am I not? There we are. Okay. A brief background. This is the state of the world, the number of people that lack access to safe water and sanitation. And this gives you some example of the source of water for some people. Most of these pictures are from Africa, but you get similar situations in India and Latin America too. That's in India, a pond that was created for water. But as you can see, the women pick up the water in their jerry cans, but cattle are also walking, drinking, and peeing and defecating in that water. So it is a source of water, but it's not very pure. And even though they've caught the water, this is a pond that they built, they've caught the water, but they then have to filter it and purify it before it's safe for human use. But at least they now have access to water, which they didn't have before they built that pond. Safe sanitation, toilets, latrines. 1 in 4 people lack access. And these are typical of some of the latrines. That, believe it or not, was a toilet outside a hospital in Ghana. Just a rack, clearly open defecation. It's not completely open. There is a grill. And a picture here, some kids open defecation in this street in India, cattle and water and people. Those are the conditions which we have in many places. And the consequences of all this are absolutely critical. Death, disease, and illness among the people everywhere. And even in hospitals, the conditions are such that people go into hospital hoping to get well, but often acquire infections in hospital and come home sick, or in some cases, they may have to come home in a coffin. One of the serious consequences of lack of water and safe water in schools is that girls miss schooling, particularly during their menstrual cycle. If there isn't safe water and facilities for cleaning themselves up at school, they will miss school. They'll miss a week in that month. In the second month, they'll miss another week of schooling. The third month, they miss a third week. And by the time 3 or 4 months have passed, they're 3 or 4 weeks behind in the schooling. They drop out. They've lost interest. So if we can bring water to the girls in the school, it'll have a huge effect on their education, literacy, and in total, the life of the community. Rotarians are helping to tackle many of these issues. In some parts of the world, they're reusing and recharging the water resources, providing sustainable water service through boreholes or wells or rainwater harvesting, which typically we encouraged in the project in Bujiri in Uganda. safe sanitation and hygiene, safe toilets and latrines, where there's hand washing outside. So when you've been to the toilet, wash your hands and don't spread infection. Wash in healthcare facilities, hospitals and clinics. I was recently at 3 hospitals in Uganda. These were maternal hospitals. And after the mother had delivered the child, one of their friends or a nurse went outside the hospital, pumped water from a hand pump, filled a jerry can, brought the jerry can into the ward where the water was then poured into a bowl, and that was then used for the mother to clean herself off and the baby. Nobody knows when those bowls had last been cleaned. Nobody knows when the jerry can has last been cleaned. So needless to say, infection and sickness, and in many cases, death, maternal death is terribly high in many of these countries because of the lack of adequate safe water and poor sanitation. So those are some of the initiatives we have in water and sanitation. And here's some pictures here of Rotary Project. That one on the left is a project we had in Nakuru, and Jackie was heavily involved in that. They're building rainwater harvesting. You can see at the top, the gutter, the downspout, and that cistern, 10,000 cubic litre cistern that was sufficient to tide that family, that household through the dry season. Or on the right-hand side, biosand filters made by Rotarians as artisanal and provided to the community. Solar disinfecting, filling the used Coke bottles with water, with the polluted water, putting it on the roof. And the combination of the solar heat and the ultraviolet purifies the water to make it safe for the people to drink in that particular community. Or in some cases, actually building a dam or pipeline, a community toilet block in Nakuru in Kenya, where there previously had been no toilets at all, but the Rotarians organized a community to build that toilet block, which had separate facilities for men and for women. Or a household toilet on the right-hand side, and you'll notice outside the door a little plastic jug which provides water so they can wash their hands after they've been to the toilet. Here's another example in Mali, West Africa, where they built a toilet, a latrine, a ventilated, improved toilet for a school. And here is the community, members of the community, and the symbols on the wash rag symbol, sorry, bent backward, wash rag symbol, and demonstrating, first of all, dumping waste in the container and washing hands. These are the message we also try to get across. But most important of all is that it's more than just water and sanitation. When women are liberated from the chore of hauling water all day, they engage in other practices. And in Nakuru, there, the Rotarians set up micro banking, table banking, call it what you will, to lend money to the local women who now had time to engage in some entrepreneurial activity. Here we see them exchanging the money, lending the money, keeping a record of how much has been loaned. And when the women borrow the money, they can do other things, such as this particular young lady who bought a sewing machine. And she's now making garments, selling them in the community and in the market. Again, more independent, self-reliant. And it has a huge impact on these women who previously spent so much of their time hauling water. Another woman bought a couple of rabbits with the money she borrowed. And of course, rabbits do one thing very well. Starting out with 2 rabbits, she certainly had quite a breed shortly afterwards. And that was a source of revenue. She could sell the rabbits. It was also a sort of meat, because rabbits are very, very good eating, high protein. Growing cabbages. Elizabeth used to haul water all day long, going to the creek about 3 kilometers away, hauling water uphill to the village. But then once she had water at a household, rainwater harvesting system, she had time available. She borrowed money and bought a plot of land and planted cabbages. She got 3 crops a year and became independent. So that the programs from water are more than just providing water. They should have a long-term sustainable impact on the community. It empowers the community, and particularly the women. They can set goals, economic goals, social improvement goals. Rotarians, we help them choose the appropriate technology. Is it a borehole? Is it a well? Is it rainwater harvesting? Is it a toilet? Is it a latrine? We focus on the community at all times. It's community driven. Rotarian, the local Rotary Club in Bujiri on the Kuru, is helping the community. We, as an international partner, help those clubs and the Rotarians and the community. We help them change behavior. In many cases, they've never had clean toilets. They don't know how to keep the toilets clean. If they have hand washing facilities, if hand washing hasn't been part of their routine, they need to be changed the behavior, change the culture. These are the aspects we work on. Software, as opposed to the infrastructure and hardware, or shall I say, complementing the infrastructure and the hardware. We provide more than water. We transform the community. We help people create economic value. Having water and the microbank gives them confidence and hope for the future. Crops and livestock flourish. Food supply can be assured. And we did another project in a club in India, north of Mumbai, help them build check dams and gully plugs. So whereas previously they had grown low-value rice during the monsoon, through the provision of water, they had 3 crops a year, value-added crops. Again, a transformation of their community and their livelihood. A very important part of any of these programs is training. Not just a one-day's training, but a training program so that the training is sustained. Especially important if it's a wash in schools program, for example. And we want to advocate for change. So it's a huge opportunity, but we can all do a lot more. Thank you very much. We can do a lot more by joining WashRag. If you're not already members of WashRag, join today. WashRag is the place to go on the Rotary website so that people such as Elizabeth can enjoy dignity in life. And when I spoke to Elizabeth last and said, how has this changed your life? She thought a little bit and said, Ronald, I can now send my daughter to school. Wonderful transformation. Thank you very much. There it is, the WASH Rotary Action Group. Thank you very much. Sorry to be so hurried, but we are short of time.
Thank you, Ron. Norma Davis may not have had pictures for her presentation, but some of those pictures in your presentation were of Norma and our visit to Kenya. It was so nice to be reconnected with Elizabeth and the ladies doing the microfinance. What a wonderful experience. Fatih, would you thank Ron, please?
Oh, George. Well, Ron, thank you very much for this impressive project brought into life in Rotary. So creating this awareness and also mobilizing the whole Rotary community, maybe not yet the whole community, but one day I'm sure everyone will be aware of this water problem and sanitary problem in the world. And thank you for your leadership. And so it's so impressive. And one day I believe we can do together a WASH project in our geography, perhaps, because I believe...
Exactly. I'd like that very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I promised Norma another minute. Norma.
Okay, my apologies. I had rushed through something. The Environment Committee that Rotary Toronto Wedlington is working very hard at growing and doing more with. Nan Campion is chair of the Environmental Committee. She did send me a long write-up on what they're working on. And Nelembidi is very involved with the environment, with our whole district. Rotary Toronto Wedlington does participate in the Environment Committee has us participating in a Great Lakes cleanup. If you know that we are right on one of the big Great Lakes, Lake Ontario, and we do a cleanup every year, picking up garbage along the lake. And the Environmental Committee has also got us involved in working on collecting a plastic-free month, where we have to keep track of all the plastics that we purchase or use. So my apologies to the Environmental Committee for not mentioning you earlier. They are matrons in our club and working to increase to do even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Norma. Fatih, I look for you for guidance. It's 1 o'clock our Toronto time. Do we have time for one question from each club?
I guess we have. We do
Okay,
have.
let's open the floor to some to a question. Any questions? Tom.
Okay, Utah. The question is, your corporate, how many corporate and how do you approach a corporation to work with you? Do you bring the cause to the corporation, or does the corporation have a cause that they bring to Rotary? Or did I misunderstand what you were saying?
No. Is there somebody from Beyoglu who can answer that question?
Because for me, I think it could be an opportunity to raise money, but it could also be an opportunity to cause some sort of divergence of loyalty. And I would worry about that. It's like trying to get involved in politics. It's not very good for a service organization to do that.
Mhm.
Well, actually, Tom, so let me try to give an answer. So we are very careful in that. I mean, we don't approach directly to the community or to the, how shall I say, to the responsible people. We first somehow try to make a pulse check, kind of, if they are willing to make anything or to be involved in any Rotary project. Afterwards, we approach and, let's say, try to do in a collaborative way.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that with our relationship with polio and the Gates Foundation. But I just, it's the first time I've heard any club that is working with corporations. I think it's very interesting.
Mhm.
Thank you, Fatih, for handling it. Are there any questions from anyone in the Beyoglu Club?
Mhm.
No can you see any questions, David?
I'm looking, but no.
Okay. Well, the presentations must have been really clear. I'm sure I'm sure the questions will come at the end, and Fatih and I and Norma and Glenisi will. Oh, Fatih.
Oh,
Okay.
Get just a short comment on Norma's, how shall I say it? I don't want Norma to feel bad, because it's our professional or business-wise disease to prepare some slides. When it comes to explain something, to tell something, we usually tend to prepare some slides. So please don't feel bad. So it's maybe our corporate habit. Just.
Thank you.
Actually,
Thank you.
Fatih, Norma feels bad because she normally prepares a presentation, and I said, I don't think we have time, but that's all right. So
Thank you.
if this partnership continues, you will all benefit from Norma's slide presentation. Okay, all right.
Can I ask a question of Fatih? Fatih, 10 years ago, I was in Istanbul for 2 or 3 days on my way to India. And we were staying at the Four Seasons High Emet, right in the center of town, near the mosques. It was a wonderful place to be, very centrally located. We had a terrific time. But one evening we came downstairs on our way going out to have dinner, and I noticed there was a sign for a Rotary Club meeting. And I went downstairs and met the Rotary Club, but I guess it wasn't yours. It's a different one that meets there on a weekly basis, I suppose.
Which hotel was it, Stefan?
The Four Seasons Sultan High Emet.
Hi.
The Four Seasons Hotel, right in the center of town.
Not our club. Perhaps Hasan Güvendir. Maybe it's close to yours.
It is Sultan Ahmet International Rotary Club, which got together at Four Seasons Sultan Ahmet.
Yeah.
Environment.
Yeah, I met a lot of the members. They were at the meeting, and we stayed for about 15 or 20 minutes and spoke about what we were doing. It was a very nice evening. Thank you.
Stephen, did you try to sell them a house in Toronto? Stephen's in real estate, and he always stays in the best places, as you can tell. Anyway, folks, we're coming to the end of this meeting, and I just a personal welcome. You know, it doesn't have to be an official club visit, but if any of you folks from Beola are traveling through Toronto, we'd love to host you for an evening. And of course, Tom Knott will take you to Trails, which is about 30 kilometers out of Toronto. Probably take you for a canoe ride and get you lost. Okay. Time to close this wonderful meeting, but let's do it again. Can I have David Richardson to close the meeting by Toronto Eglinton?
On behalf of the Rotary Club of Toronto Eglinton, I want to thank all of our speakers today. Everyone did a fabulous job, including you, Norma. It was great. You covered our activities wonderfully. So I want to thank everyone and President Gamsey for coming, and including all of the members, and Hassan for joining us as a district governor. But thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a great week. And thank you again to Jackie and Norma and Genizi for organizing this for us, and Ron and your great presentation on Wash Rag. Thank you again.
Thank you, David. Sina.
It was great to meet you, and I think all the presentations, all the speeches were wonderful, and it was very fruitful. From my end, I can just share my sincere how can I say, happiness to all the participants. Really, it's great to be a part of this family. We were always saying one big Beyoğlu Rotary family, but of course I believe we are all including this Toronto partnership as well. So hopefully we will continue this twin project partnership, and things will be much more collaborative way in the future terms. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sina. Yes, your family just got a lot bigger, so more wine glasses and more wine, because you know the reputation Genizi and I have.
Yeah. I saw the pictures.
Last word to you, Fatih.
Well, before I share my last word, maybe we officially close our meeting. Jackie, if you allow, we'll give the word to President Gamze.
Okay.
Thank you for this wonderful night. This has been a very productive evening, and I hope this will create more opportunities for us to collaborate on further projects in the future. And I'm closing 2043rd meeting of Beyoğlu Rotary Club, saying let's create hope in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to add that I'm incredibly impressed at what amazingly good English so many of, in fact, all of the members we've heard from Turkey this evening speak perfect English. And I'm ashamed that none of us, with the exception of Genizi, of course, speak any Turkish that I'm aware of. Genizi, I think you should start giving some Turkish lessons to some of the members.
My pleasure, Stefan.
Well, Stefan, we had a GM originally from Italy. He stayed for 5 years. He started to learn Turkish on the second day of his, let's say, official working day. And after 5 years, he could just say, thank you, goodbye, and how are you? So that was all. So be careful.
That's all you need.
It's a different language and very hard to learn. Well, Jackie, I'm really thrilled to have this evening today, and I just want to say, keep alive this connection, this friendship, so that we can really make more good in the world together.
Here, here.
Thank you. Sağlıkla kalın, iyi günler, hoşça kalın.
Teşekkür ederiz. Hoşça kalın.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Keep all well.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.